Alright, we've got Marsha back in the shop. We're going to get a little bit more work done on 1970 Fury for Mopar Connection magazine. And I've already started doing a little bit yesterday before I pulled it in. I figured I'd sand some more paint while it was still outside. Starting to get the body prepped. As you can see, I got the top half of this quarter panel done. And I went around and removed this trim here off the back of the top opening. Just trying to see what we got going on back here. And we've got a little bit of rust down in here we're going to have to take care of, because this is what they call the rain gutter. This is where all the water collects when it comes down the top, because the top bolts in underneath this lip here. So we've got to get that fixed, and really just trying to see what more we've got to work with. I can say Marsha has been rode hard and put up wet over the years. It's had some previous body work done. You can see some here and here. There's another couple spots back there. And the paint on it is really dead. It is got several paint jobs on it. I think most of the cars had about 3 total, the original and then 2 additional paint jobs. So we need to get as much of this paint off as possible, because it's just really brittle and it's not adhering very well to the body anymore, which will cause our new paint job to fail. So task for this round of work on the car is going to be to finish getting the rest of this side of the car sanded down. I want to get the rest of the quarter, the top there, the door sanded. I want to get the fender sanded, sides, top, and repair the lower section of the fender here where it's rusted. Make a patch for that and put that in. This way I can get this whole side of the car in epoxy primer. One of the other things that I've been looking at on this car that needs to be addressed, I'm going to show you this. If you look at the back of the car, this car, like I said, it's led a rough life. It had a good hit on this side of the car at some time in the past. And this quarter panel has been replaced, and it wasn't done very well. There was a used quarter put on here, and if you look right here, I know it might be hard to see in the camera here, but there's bubbling going on here. You can see this line right here, and it extends all the way up. And if we look inside the door jamb, right here, there should be a lip here where the quarter attaches to the door pillar. There is not. So that means that this is full of body filler. This is body filler that's failing. This quarter panel was spliced on along here, and it just was not done very well. The other thing that wasn't done well, this is not level. It's got it's twisted in, which is causing a bad gap here. You can see it wide here, tight here, tight here. And if we go onto this side, we're really tight on our gap here. As a matter of fact, we're touching right here. So we need to address all of this back here. Somehow get this quarter panel pushed to that side a little bit better. That'll allow the trunk lid to be lined up in a little bit better way. Again, we're not going for a concourse job on this car, but I would like it to look nice and not look like it was just thrown together. It is my name that's going to be out there as the person that did the work on the car, so I kind of want to have it as well as can be without going too far overboard on it. That being said, we got a lot of work to do in a short period of time, so I'm going to get to work and get done as much as I can this week on the car. Alright, we've been continuing on with sanding here on Marsha, trying to get all this old dead paint off before we put some nice epoxy primer on here to seal up this body. And I started with my DA on the door, and DA is great. It's the 40 grit stripping the paint down, but this is a big car and I'm trying to get this done as quickly as I can, as cost effectively as I can. So I went back to another method I tried when I was stripping the Mercedes down, and that's to go at the paint with a razor blade first. And as you saw in the time lapse, the top of this fender, the paint just came right off. It was very easy to scrape off right down to the original primer coats. And so I don't have a whole lot left here to sand off, so this will go a lot quicker in getting this cleaned up and ready for paint. Alright, we got Project Marsha in the booth. We're going to go ahead and put a couple coats of epoxy primer on the rest of the side of the car, driver's side of the car, where we've got most of the paint jobs stripped down. Some of the original first coat paint is left on. We took it down as much as we felt we needed to come down. There were some areas where it needed to come all the way down to bare metal, as you can see. In some areas where the original paint was still adhering very well, so we're going to leave that. And we're going to seal everything with the epoxy primer, and then we go ahead and do our body work on top of that and get this side of the car looking good and straight again. Finish out our repairs we've done at the bottoms with the patch panels we have, and the panel that we made at the bottom of the front fender. So we'll do body work there. We did find some areas, such as here on the door. There's a dent here in the door that was just filled. It was never even attempted to be pulled out and made, you know, any straighter than it is. They just mudded it. Why? I don't know. A couple areas like that. There's some old body work here that we'll put a fresh coat over top of just to get it nice and smooth again. And that'll leave this side of the car ready for the next stage, which would be our fill primer. So, we're going to go ahead and mix some paint. I've got everything masked off here so we don't get too much overspray in the interior and windshield and the hood, and we'll get spraying. Alright, well, here we have it. Driver's side of the cars, 2 coats of epoxy primer set on. So now we're ready for our body work. That's going to be the end of this video on Marsha. Be sure to keep up with this series, and you'll see all the work progress as we move along with this. Thank everyone for following along. Again, if you haven't subscribed yet, please do, and hit that bell button so you'll know when the next videos on Marsha come out. Leave me some likes and comments. Let me know what you think, and we'll see you again soon.